Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a bunch of plant chores, specifically upstairs plant chores. We've got a bunch of watering to do and also some chopping to do of one of my favorite plants. So I'll probably put that off as long as I possibly can just because I'm like not ready to do it, but the plant really needs it. It's time. So it does need to be done today, but yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of planty goodness today. And I also want to talk to you about some of the things that I've been doing to kind of help brighten my mood, lighten my mood, however you want to say that. I think in the last video, I kind of talked about how, things have just been kind of hard lately for me personally. And so I just want to share some of the things that I've been doing to try and make myself feel a little bit better and that have been working for me. So that way, if any of you guys have been in kind of a tough spot yourselves, hopefully at least one of these things I mentioned today can help you in some way. So let's get started here. I need to fill up my pitcher and let's just get going. I'm not going to be using any nutrients. There we go. I'm not going to be using any nutrients today because I just don't have any right now. Oh, this guy is dry. Okay, so one of the things that I've been trying to do extra lately, oh God, that benefits both myself and my dogs, is to just take time to slow down with them more and just enjoy them playing. So we've been going to an area that's pretty close to our house where we can run around and they can go off leash for a while and get some really nice off leash time where they are just like chasing each other around like crazy and they have so much fun and they just wear each other out. And we've been finding good sticks and playing fetch and they've just been loving it, and so have I. So that's one of the main things that I have been doing, is just trying to enjoy them more and just like really letting them do dog stuff, you know? I think it's important. Okay, let's see. What are you doing? I want to repot this guy eventually too. He's just sitting like so janky in there. You can't probably tell, but it's not quite right. Another way that I've been trying to make sure that I like really soak in my puppy time and like take that time for myself and for the dogs is to make sure that we're getting like some major snuggle time before bed. And that means that I'm not just like falling into bed so exhausted after working all day and then coming home and then working some more, not really doing anything else. I mean, I'll take them for a walk and everything, of course, but other than that, they just kind of like almost get ignored by me because I'm just so busy doing other things after our walk, and that's just not fair to them. So I'm just making sure that I take breaks for myself and making sure that I go to bed at a decent time and like not just go to bed, but like physically get into bed, put on like a show or something and just like snuggle them until they can't handle it anymore, which honestly, they can handle it forever. So we just got some great snuggle times and I really love it. I really love it. So yeah. And then that also kind of helps me make sure that I'm getting enough sleep. I have to get up fairly early. I have to get up at least at 4 a.m. I should be getting up earlier than that to just like really get myself ready for the day properly, get the dogs ready for the day properly. But luckily I have my mom to help me like get them ready in the morning as well. So she'll like feed them breakfast and take them for like a good morning walk. So I can kind of let them sleep in, which is really nice for them. I have to wake up pretty darn early. And that means that I have to go to sleep early. Otherwise I'm only getting like maybe 6 hours of sleep. And for me personally, that is not enough. Like I will not function on only 6 hours of sleep. I'll function, but not well. Ooh, this guy looks quite dry. So any guesses as to what these are? They're all the same. And they look very like lance shaped and kind of pink in tone when they first come in. And then it looks like some of them are just fading to green. And I cannot for the life of me remember what these are. I do think I cut these up with you though. So if any of you guys remember, let me know. Because I certainly don't. If you guys don't remember, I did put big plastic saucers or like trays or whatever in here that take up almost the full space here, but not the entire space. So there is space like on either side, a little bit over here, like the width of one of these openings in between the bars. And then there's like quite a bit more space on the other side there. So there's still really good airflow happening, but I have like a giant saucer essentially. So it's really nice. I quite like it. Oh no. Whoa, how did no soil spill? Okay. Everybody's popping out freaking flowers right now. What the heck? It's touching the roof. I don't feel like that's good. Maybe I should switch. Huh. I feel like I'm gonna switch out plants here. So what's happening? Oh God. Don't take the other plant with you. Okay. So what's happening in there is this guy, my Anthurium Silver Blush, is popping out in inflorescence, but is that gonna be okay? But it was pushing at the very top of my cabinet, so I don't think it'll survive if it stays like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out. Oh crap, that guy's also pushing one out. Whoa, everyone is. Okay, so I'm gonna move this guy because this Anthurium is kind of suffering. So maybe he'll like it up here closer to the light. And also, he's not really doing anything, so he's fine. So I'll put this guy down here on the bottom shelf. That way he's got much more space. Oh my God, how cool would it be if like these two Anthurium down here, which you can't see them right now, but I'll show them to you like as I'm talking about them. But it would be so cool if they just like cross-pollinated each other without me having to do anything. I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't happen, but how cool. A girl can dream, you know? Oh my gosh, and this little guy's putting out a new leaf. So this is my Anthurium Queen Esmeralda. And she's putting out a new leaf right here. Look at how cute she is. Oh, I'm in such tight quarters here, so everything is like a freaking jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so we are losing a couple of older leaves on my Queen Anthurium, but we do have two really nice looking leaves. And one of them is brand spanking new. I think it's this one is the newest one. It's looking really nice, actually. Definitely let this plant get too dry. I've let all my Anthurium get too dry. That is a problem of mine because I think Anthurium really don't like, whoa, to, they don't like to dry out too much. At least that's what I've found because they get angry. Oh my God, you're so pretty. Wow. Oh. Another thing I've been doing to try to really boost my mood is trying to really enjoy my downtime and let myself enjoy downtime and to not guilt myself about taking time for myself, even if that means just not doing anything for a bit, because I feel like I'm constantly on the move and constantly busy and constantly trying to get something done, whether it be for work or for myself or for my dogs or for my family. I'm just always trying to get something done and trying to do multiple things at once. So usually if I'm not doing at least two things at once, I would feel really guilty and feel like I wasn't doing enough and like I should be doing more. And so I've just been trying to really allow myself that downtime and to really allow myself to enjoy that downtime because I need it. We all need it. And I think I earned it. Not like we need to earn downtime, but you know, that's kind of how I was feeling. So I've just been letting myself do that more, and that really helps. But even if that means like on the way home from work, I have like a 20-30 minute drive depending on traffic and like what time I can actually get out of there. that means like not putting on a podcast where, you know, inevitably I'm really thinking about something and, you know, just really using my brain more, even though I just got out of work and got done using my brain all day for things. And instead, putting on music and just like really kind of letting loose and letting go and just like bumping along, dancing and singing along, while obviously paying attention and driving. But, you know, just letting myself have that, you know, 20-30 minutes on my way home be a real like fun time for myself, you know, to just kind of like let loose. I don't care who sees me. Hopefully, if someone does see me dancing and singing in my car, that gives them the mental permission to do the same thing and just to kind of enjoy themselves, because no one likes driving around in the car. So, or if you do, I mean, more power to you, but it's just gonna forget about you. Oh, don't mind me, you're okay. You're okay. Oh, we got some dead leaves up here. Pluck these guys. These leaves make me nervous. I do see that there's gonna be some silver splotching, but are they gonna be all white? Because that's not good. But let's water these. Another thing that I've been definitely trying to make sure that I do is take breaks at work. At my job, at this new job I've been at for the last month or so, people don't take their breaks. I'm not really sure why. People will just work all day and not take a single break, not even take a lunch. And I cannot operate like that. I need a break throughout the day. You know, I had surgery on my feet within the last like year and a half, 2 years or whatever. And even if I didn't have that, I feel like I would still need to take my breaks. I feel like it's really important for people. So I try to encourage everyone to take their breaks as much as possible. I've been trying to like lead by example by taking my breaks, but honestly, sometimes that's hard because I'll feel like I'm not working hard enough because I'll be the only one that's taking a break, when really it's like, no, maybe, you know, I'm getting just the same amount done. We're all working together here. And yeah, so hopefully this helps. Oh, sorry. Hopefully this helps some of you guys if you're feeling in the same boat, like you can't take your breaks because, you know, although they are technically like required by law or whatever, people aren't like enforcing you to take your break, and you're seeing a bunch of people skip theirs, and maybe you feel like that's how you're going to move ahead. I personally don't believe that that's true. I think that you can really show just how hard a worker you are by getting that same amount of work done, if not more, while also taking your breaks and making sure you have a decent work-life balance. I feel like that's so important. I feel like otherwise you're just going to get really burnt out, and that's not what we want. Looks like there's no more water in the saucer for the maharani, so I'm going to give it a little bit more, because that means, oh, that means she sucked it all up. I just spilled water. Don't get on my book. Whew. Okay, we're done up here. Goodness. I usually just like to dump water into the saucer for this guy, and then sometimes I'll top off a few of them for like the larger ones, but I don't worry too much about these. Another thing that I've been doing to try to help boost my mood is try to eat better and just like treat myself better in that way, because I've been just in, like I said, such a rush lately for everything that I've just been eating like protein bars, which like, sure, they're fine and dandy, but I haven't been eating much fruits and veggies. So I've been trying to make an effort to eat more fruits and veggies. Definitely not mad about that. And I don't know if it's because I worked at a like natural grocery store for so long. I'm kind of a snob about having organic fruits and veggies. Well, not necessarily veggies for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like a weird mental thing for me. But having organic fruits, I just think the flavor is so much better. So, cheers. Okay. Oh, we have a lot of yellow leaves on my pubic calyx. Oh no. This guy, my Pastasanum, tipped over yesterday, so I already watered him because he told me he was ready. And then I also watered this guy here. This is my Plowmanii. Doesn't look like a Plowmanii, but it is. This is one that we may chop today. We just might have to. So, okay, but it's not the initial plant that I was talking about. So hold out for that because that'll be after we water this last section in here, which is going to be in the closet, which actually that leads me to another to-do that is on my list, which is to switch out the light that I have in my closet. Or actually have two lights in there. They're like the T5 strip lights, I think. And they're just kind of like a pinkish purplish hue. I think they're the same lights that I have in my cabinet over here, and I just don't love the hue. So I want to switch out the two lights that I have in there for one spider farmer light that I have that's fantastic, but it's significantly larger. So we'll see how that works. But right now there's no light happening in there and it's very dark. It's like a cave for my plants, which is not great. So I need to switch that light out first. So I'll be back with you in a minute after I figure that out. Okay, so I could not plug it in yet, but I did get it all set up here, and I did put it at an angle initially, unintentionally, but then it was intentional because I figured that would kind of help the light aim away from like the rest of the closet. But it's like my personal belongings, clothes and stuff like that. So if I can have the light not on that as much as possible, that's what I'd like to do. Eventually I do want to put like an actual partition in here of some sort to try and block all of the light from my clothes. But yeah, I think it's going to be so much nicer with that Spider Farmer light in there. That is the SF600 light from Spider Farmer. It's fabulous. They also recently came out with a, I'll pop a picture or like a video or something up here as I'm talking, but they came out with a beautiful, like super sturdy shelf. And it's like, I think it's a beautiful, heavy, like metal shelf. And it comes with three, I think of these lights, of these SF600 lights, comes with three of them in it. It comes with casters and like beautiful trays that are waterproof, so you can water with reckless abandon like I love. So yeah, definitely check out Spider Farmer if you're interested in anything like that. But for now, until I can find an extension cord with 3 prongs rather than just the 2 that I have currently, I'm just going to leave this guy unplugged. But if before I get this video posted I find one, I'll pop a picture in here of what this guy looks like all lit up with this new light in here. Well, it's not new to me light, but you know, new for this situation, I guess. But anywho, let's go ahead and just water these plants real quick. Okay, so another thing that I've been really trying to do on a very regular basis, like every single day, to try and help my mental health and just try to brighten my day because I feel so much more productive, is writing lists. That is just like basic to-do lists for my whole day, even if it's like the most mundane, basic thing that you know you're gonna have to do no matter what, like brush your teeth, do your hair, feed the dog, take the dog for a walk, take the dog for another walk. You know, just all the basic things. That way, as you're crossing them off, not only does it feel really good to get items crossed off the list, but it also helps you kind of stay focused throughout the day so that you're not just kind of putzing around and being like, what am I supposed to do with the rest of my time? Especially if you only get like a day off here or there. It's super, super important to just kind of not necessarily maximize all of your time, but just to like remember what you wanted to do. That way you're not like at the end of your day and then you're like, oh man, I wanted to do this, this, and this, because that's what I always remember. And then it's just kind of a bummer. So yeah, definitely I find that it helps to write lists for myself for what I need to do. And then even if it doesn't all get done in one day, like that's totally okay too. You know, you've got other days to do things, but you know, then you can kind of carry it over to another list or however you want to do that. So I don't know. I find that to be super, super helpful. Let me know if you found the same thing. Here we are in the garage. I don't know what happened to my audio here. So you've got me, well, it was me before, but you've got voice over me, so hello. Here we've got the Philodendron Plowmanii and Philodendron Gloriosum. Oh, my Gloriosum. This was one of my first rare plants. I ordered it from Equigenera, and oh my god, I love it so much. And it's just not doing well, so we are going to chop it up. Oh yeah. And I'm telling you guys one more thing that I like to do, that I've been trying extra to do to boost my mood. It sounds super simple, but it's just to be drinking enough water throughout the day. I found that I was drinking a lot of coffee, a lot of tea, and my water intake was getting less and less. And when I was getting thirsty, I would just have some more coffee or have some more tea. And that was not working out for me. So yeah, I'm making a major effort to make sure that I'm drinking enough water throughout the day. I'm really trying to make sure that I start my day with water as well. I think that's super important. And I feel like my coffee works better for me throughout the day if I don't start immediately with coffee, which is easier said than done. But yeah, that's it. Drink more water. Okay, so here I'm just kind of loosening up the soil, getting the roots freed up here on this guy. At this point, I don't think I was totally sure what I was going to do with this guy or like how many pieces I was going to cut it into, but we're going to do some chopping here. So I'm just kind of being a little bit rough with the roots. I'm really just trying to get off any dead roots, which it honestly didn't have much of, so that's really promising. And you see this new leaf that's like flopping out at you here? That is the newest leaf that it put out, and it somehow came out in my bathroom that has no natural light, absolutely no natural light, but does have, you know, the bathroom light on sometimes, but that's it. And I'm not just leaving the light on all the time for it. So yeah, I don't know how this guy came out so pretty. I mean, it's not like perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay, I look really nervous here, but I'm about to make a chop here. I don't have regular scissors. I don't think they would even be big enough to chop these anyway, so I've got a razor blade, and I'm just cutting up the nodes here. And I think I decided to do something drastic. Not think, I know, I did it, so. We're gonna do something a little drastic here, and I'm gonna chop off all of those roots that were growing from that single node. And I'm going to do that for all of the node cuttings. I'm just going to let them start from scratch. I don't want to have a bunch of pots, you know, filled with roots, but filled with just a bare node. I just don't have the space for that. I don't want to look at that either. Oh, here I'm just smelling freshly cut philodendron. It smells good. It's got a smell. If you know, you know. But yeah, I just don't want to have a bunch of pots hanging around the house with essentially what looks like nothing in them, in the hopes that the nodes start growing. So I'm just chopping off all of those roots just right at the node, and I'm going to put those fully bare nodes into my prop box. In fact, I already did. And yeah, so hopefully we start seeing some root growth and some growth as well. All right, I'm going to keep chopping. All right, so we are finally down to nodes with leaves. So, chopped the first one here, and for this one, because it has a leaf, I am going to leave the roots. So, As of right now, this guy's sitting in water, but I do need to pot him up. I should actually probably do that tonight, but that's not going to happen. So, you know, it can sit in water for a few days, and that's totally fine. And I'm just going to do the same thing with these last 2 cuts here. So there's one more single node with a leaf, and then that last cutting, I think, is 2 or 3 nodes with a little growth point. I just wasn't comfortable cutting it again because it just pushed out that leaf and it's just one more little growth point. So I think I leave it. Let's see, what do I do? Huh? Oh, I'm thinking about it. What do I want to do? Oh, I chopped it. Okay, never mind. So this one has very little root. I think I'm just going to leave that in water. It's currently in water as well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave that one in the water. Hopefully it will continue to grow for me. And then once I get some good roots, and probably once that growth point starts to really grow, I will go ahead and pot it up. Okay, we are on to the Ploumanii. Let's do this. And I don't know what I'm saying here, but we're just going to do the same thing that we did with the Gloriosum. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this for you guys. Alright, here we are at the last chop for the Ploumanii. This is the one where I left 2 nodes with the growth point just because I was nervous to cut it. So yeah, that one is ready to get potted up. It is also sitting in water right now, so yeah, it will get potted up tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. But we've got a bunch of nodes here, so once these callus over, which because they're such thick nodes, they are going to take substantially longer to callus over, so I might just have to wait until, like, I don't know, I don't remember how long I waited. I waited at least 8 hours though, I want to say. So yeah, just be mindful of that. If your nodes are super, super chunky, you might have to wait longer for them to callus over, and you just want to make sure that you're not putting them into a damp substrate too soon because that'll just rot your node. This leaf is dying, but we do have new growth happening. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this leaf. That way the plant can focus all of its energy into this growth point. Hopefully. This guy's looking a little sad, but I'm going to leave him there still. What else? I've got a new leaf coming out here, new growth point coming here. This leaf is pretty ugly. So, and is that a bug? What was that? I don't know what that was, but I'm going to go ahead and chop this. So we've got this little guy. That might survive, it might not. We'll just have to see. Probably not. We'll see. We'll just pop that down there for now. I need to redo this whole situation here and vacuum, so yeah. Okay, what else do we need to cut? Anything? This guy's been looking really good. Oh, we have a bunch of ugly yellow leaves over here. These ones, though, I could probably just peel off. Yep. I'm gonna have to make some decisions about this. Pictus exotica here. I think I'm just gonna have to totally cut it back and just try to regrow it from cuttings because it just looks so gangly and ugly, and frankly, wow, those kids are going crazy outside. But frankly, it's too long to really put anywhere, so I got a bunch of dead ones here. I think that's good for chopping off dead leaves in here.